Good evening, guys and girls. I am your voice of choice, DrMarxout. We're getting straight into our Memorial Battle Royal to Leon White, the man known as Vader. We're kicking things off immediately with Big Poppa DiPatio and Sokolov representing the Agents of Chaos. Pay no attention to the ring. Our guys try to set up our custom ring. Apparently, you're not allowed to do that in these parts. We are coming to you live from Colorado, home of the legendary Leon White before his passing. Every 30 seconds, another Haas will enter this match as we're being greeted to Grim Reaper, the man who honors Vader the most right now. Not wearing that mask we've seen him wear in Japan. The winner of this match will take on Ray Daimoni at our next pay-per-view, A Real Horror Show. This is the first of 3 Rumbles we will be bringing you this month. And Sokolov just got dumped by Reaper. And the combination of strikes from Big Poppa helping him out. And the Agents of Chaos are down right now. Is the first member of Mayhem entering this match, Amadeus Keith, the Anarchist. The only man that's probably going to be looking down at Big Poppa DiPatio in this match. 7'3", weighing about 350, if not more. Big Poppa coming in just over 400. Takes down Amadeus with the fireman's carry. 20 Hosses from all across the Triad will be represented here tonight. As Big Poppa just dumps Keith with that suplex release. And the War God enters the fray right now. Takes down Big Poppa with the shoulder tackle. I want to take this moment and break in the action to congratulate all the members of our Blitz Division roster who showed up for the for the Super Junior World Cup down in high class. Especially Dougal Devlin and Nightmare. Nightmare who made it to the final match before being eliminated. We await the next entrant. And Large Dorian, the biggest member, chuckle, chuckle, giggle, giggle, laugh, laugh, of the Grove Street Goons is here. Just ran into an overhead belly-to-belly toss from Grim, though. Keith putting the paws on Big Poppa. And Grim with the front kick and a kip-up, showing some agility. Where the hell did that come from? Keith putting the paws on the War God now. These men tangled it up something serious. That Kaiju War throwdown. Ku getting threatened to be pushed off now. Fighting his way back in. As we now rise with the Fallen as Mike Morgan comes in and just dumps Amadeus Keith with that overhead belly-to-belly suplex. The Fallen and Project Mayhem have had issues over the tag team titles. Ku takes down Big Poppa with the DDT. And just dumps Grim up and over. Ku takes down Big Dorian. Drops him with the splash as Burke Wild makes his return. He was injured with that nasty slam a few months ago now. And Supernova Pro in the feed. If you missed their show from tonight, go watch it when we are done here. Absolute classics. Simon Taro and Eito Kajiwara went to war. Raiden Gates and Eric Moore just tore the house down. No more spoilers, though. Go watch it. Featuring the man on his way out now. Busiest man in the Triad. Had time to change his pants on the way in. Goes immediately for Keith. Gets countered. Bake has had issues with Project Mayhem all year. Looking to be carrying over here in this Battle Royal. Just got absolutely decapitated with a lariat from Amadeus Keith. Big Poppa dumps Burke with a scoop slam. Taken down with the European uppercut. Action will stop loading in new men once we hit a full 8. We got one more. Big dunk with the Uranage. And Burke just thrown out unceremoniously by Big Poppa. Back wheel trip takes down the War God. We are halfway through our lineup here as Champagne Dane makes his surprise entrance here in what should be the Storm Shelter. Well, the Denver branch of the Storm Shelter. Dane hasn't really been seen much this year in the Triad. Has Keith up. Try to dump him out. Looked like he was going for a stun gun once the elimination. Morgan almost just eliminated Big Dorian. Is Bake trying to... The Big Lavish indeed. Bake gets countered by Big Poppa. We know Bake's history in Battle Royals. Won the last 2 beating the odds. Is not eligible to compete in this year's. And Keith just got dumped by the Big Lavish. Morgan with the F sank on Dorian. Showing all that massive, monstrous amounts of strength. War God just dumped Big Poppa with the powerbomb. Curse Ramon came in, got thrown by the War God rather. So many hosses in this damn match. Kind of hard to keep track of who's who. Flips out the War God into that variation on that Fallout Slam. Beefapalooza, the Hoss Fest. We were going to call it Hoss Fest until the unfortunate passing of Vader. It felt almost appropriate we had to do an event in his honor. His Big Dorian just got dumped out by Morgan. I think Morgan has 2 or 3 eliminations now. This week on our Facebook page, I will post who had the most eliminations. I'm sure it's going to be worth noting. War God just got dumped. I'm missing things. Kersey got taken out by Bake. Steel City Savior in his Rumble history. And things are about to get a little more interesting as the other half of the Agents of Chaos and Champagne Dane's brother has now entered Hossapalooza. Are we going to seriously get a tandem Sanders elimination here? Nope, just one. Big Poppa is officially dumped. Bake turned his attention. Chippy, who's older? And the Sanders brothers tying it up. Bake threatened to be dumped by Matt Morgan now. Mike Morgan, sorry, Matt Morgan was someone else. Holds on, but gets dumped into a stun gun for his troubles. Morgan with the snap suplex, showing some speed there. Bake trying to hold on. Gets dumped. So there you go. An insanity here. As Morgan eliminates Big Sadistic, but gets turned right around into a shoulder tackle by Insanity. The man who dethroned them, well, half of the men who dethroned them as the tag team titles a few months ago. We have 3 high-class wrestlers right now in our Battle Royal to crown our next #1 contender. Dane dumps Insanity with that falling front slam. Phoenix Vega now, another member of Project Mayhem. tying it up with Insanity now. Apparently the only thing that matters in the Crazies is holding a title. Potentially what could have had 3 men in here fighting each other. We do not have a single Blitz official signed member of our roster in this match right now. The trend continues. 4 out of these 5 men represent high-class wrestling, including War and Peace right now. He just runs into that T-bone power slam by Mike Morgan. Morgan has absolutely been dominating. Dumps War and Peace almost as fast as he came in. Go behind German suplex on Champagne Dane. And the Mayhem Boys tying it up. Nasty powerbomb by Morgan on the Dane. Kick by Vega gets caught. And the owner of the Bartlesburg Blimp, the man who's going to be probably the biggest man left in this Battle Royal tonight. That's 7'5", maybe 420. It's not a pot joke, although the man does have a pretty impressive height. Oh, his kick gets caught by Insanity. Up and down with the powerbomb. Vega with the nasty elbow and a kick. We have a debuting Haas from Supernova Pro. John Stone. As we see Nigel taking off that top rope of the suplex from Vega. I don't know much about this kid, but he does have the SP Dub endorsement. Crossbody takes down Champagne Dane. Filling up here. Nigel sent into the corner. Stone caught by shot from Vega, pair of rights. Insanity is being threatened to be tossed by Morgan. Looking for another elimination here. If I'm reading this graphic correctly. Stone now helping Morgan try to eliminate Insanity. Gets fought off. And the SP Dub Heavyweight Champion, the main event, Jeff Powell, is here. Looking for a shot to add another belt. This is all sorts of interesting right now. We still have 2 men to go. In the investment, the youngest man, I think, in this Rumble, representing the Dynasty Club, Kevin Ferguson. He'll immediately be set upon by Mike Morgan. Insanity fights his way off of the main event. Vega tying her up with Nigel. Stone and Champagne Dane exchanging. The last man out will not come out until we have one more elimination. For some reason, our insurance dictates we have to have only 8 men at a time. And that will be found out soon enough as Dane just dumped by Stone. Main event, Nigel tying it up now. Nigel trying to use that massive frame to dump the main event. What could that mean for Nigel down in Supernova if he eliminates their world champion right now? Probably not much. Nigel hasn't been down in Supernova as much anymore. Looking to bring a belt to Skeevy Ray Enterprises. Moving the investment tying up. Vega still down on the outside. Not on the outside, but main event just dumped the Uranage. Insanity hit with a spine buster by Stone. Nigel, the tossing, released German on main event. And Morgan finally eliminated by the investment. After Morgan, I think, eliminated probably 4 or 5, if not more. Vega dumps Not dumps, sorry. Sanity just tossed out by the main event. Catches Vega, released her overhead belly to belly. I am sorry. It has been a long week for us here. Oh dear God. And the merch messiah, Fergal Flynn, the man who revolutionized the ultraviolet division in high class, is here, and he's immediately going after John Stone. I am terrified for the rest of this match. All 20 men have come out. The main event gets his second elimination, eliminating the investment. Up and down with Flynn with the spine buster. Stone lays out Vega. The main event has Flynn up, down with the Skyliner. Stone putting the elbows on Nigel. Main event putting the paws on Vega, representing Project Mayhem here. Flynn back on his feet, watches Nigel drop Stone with the headbutt. Spins out of the neck breaker. Vega gets out of the dumping attempt by main event. Nigel has Stone in an abdominal stretch. I'm sure he has some fancy name for it. Main event dropped to the headbutt to the back by Nigel von Bartleby, who catches a pair of chops from Vega. Flynn and main event exchanging. Flynn with that falling front slam. Lays out Vega with the clothesline. Goes low with the kick. Big strike to the back. Nigel's thinking slam on Stone, gets caught. And then Stone immediately turns into a lariat by Flynn. Vega down. Standing switch from Powell on to Nigel. Flynn trying to eliminate Stone. Fireman's carry takedown by Nigel. Stone flips out. Flynn grabbed by the throat by Stone. Has him up. Choke slam to the outside, and Flynn, who was my favorite as soon as I seen him coming out, just dumped by the underdog. I have to feel like Stone is the one guy that I wouldn't think had a chance looking at who's left here. We might get a double elimination. Vega holds on one side, Powell holds on the other. Vega fights his way in. Powell still getting booted by Nigel, fights his way back in. I think Jeff Powell is the smallest man in this match right now. I think he's the only one not truly classified as a super heavyweight. Vega has Nigel up with the pump handle, flips it into the overhead suplex. Then a nasty big boot. Turns his attentions right to the main event. Vega trying to eliminate the SP Dub heavyweight champion. Has an angle on him. Powell holds on to that bottom rope. Vega's still trying to use that extra momentum and dumps the champion. Jeff Powell will not be questing for a second belt. We are down to 3. Stone with the snap there on Nigel. Runs through with the drop kick, showing some agility. Vega drops Stone with the Lou Thez press, raining down shots. I promise you we did have a big fancy ring tarp for this event. I'm kind of bummed. And Stone dumped by Vega. Tiger release suplex onto Nigel now. Nasty overhead chop to the top of the head of Nigel. Vega may be bleeding. Kind of hard to tell with that war paint. Vega and his usual tag team partner Keith actually were set to take on the Hollywood Heroes for the tag team titles. I have to feel like if he has the shot at the heavyweight title, those plans will change. We do know that the Risen, the Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions down in Supernova, are in line for a title shot against the Heroes. Nigel has Vega up, running power slam. Brings Vega back to his feet. Stretches out that arm, just clubbing shot to the chest. Trying to drive all the wind out of Vega. Vega fights back with the set elbows. Runs into an arm drag takedown. Vega sent in the corner by NVB. Nigel has Vega up. Vega trying to hold on. #1 contendership against Rey Demonio is at stake here. Vega fights his way back in. Big right hand to the gut. Has Nigel up. Gut buster. Lifting and dropping a man that size is definitely going to take a toll on those knees. And a drop kick by Phoenix Vega. Has Nigel up. Nigel showing the agility with the go behind. Feigns the elbow, delivers a right hand. Exchanging in the fisticuffs. Brings Vega back to his feet. Discus right hand. Nigel does have an extensive boxing background. The gentleman's sport. Gets playing with the Uranage though. Very ungentlemanly. Vega runs into the jawbreaker counter. Stops the slam with the knee to the guts. Kicks down low. Has Nigel up with the pump handle. Flips him into that overhead release suplex one more time. Vega is scary strong. Has Nigel by the back of the neck. Up and down with the reverse choke slam. Going to work on the legs now. Nigel flips out of the powerbomb into a DDT counter. Been learning how to do a little more agility work since signing on with Stevie Ray Vaughan. The Russian leg sweep takes down Vega. Nigel has Vega hold up. Has him hanging up on the ropes. Dumps him out. Nigel wins the inaugural Leon White Memorial Battle Royal. And the owner and captain of the Von Bartelsberg is going on to Real Horror Show to take on Rey Demonio. There's that Skyliner on Fergal Flynn. Vega, I thought, almost had the shot there with that reverse choke slam. We get caught with that nasty wrenching Russian leg sweep and then lariated out to the floor. And the most gentlemanly. There is no WrestleMania. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain and sign. Nigel will be going on to Real Horror Show. Our next pay-per-view in a joint production with Just Buried Productions. We will start posting links to their work soon on our Facebook page and in our YouTube feed. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. We will be bringing you a next episode of Storm on Wednesday next week. As we try to make sense of everything we just witnessed, we want to tell you again, go check out Supernova Pro's special this week. If you missed any of the Supernova, well, why do I keep calling it Supernova Pro? The Super Junior World Cup from High Class, all 3 days and the finals, I highly recommend you going to watch it. So until our next episode, I have been your voice of choice, DrMarxout, signing off. Have a good night.